Welcome to Lincoln Park Zoo. We are so excited you're here. Today at Stay Tuned to the Zoo, we are going to learn how the gorillas participate in their own healthcare here at Lincoln Park Zoo. What better way to learn about that than by watching a care session in action? Right behind me is one of our incredible animal care staff. They are on one side of a protective barrier, and Kwan, the silverback or leader of the family troop here at Lincoln Park Zoo, is on the other side. During training, our keepers are always respecting the space of the gorillas and never go in there with them. That's the gorillas' habitat. However, checking on the health of these zoo-born individuals is really important, so our keepers ask Kwan to participate in his own health care. These cooperative care sessions are a really important part of their lives and make sure that they're staying nice and healthy here at the zoo. You'll notice Kwan is participating by himself today, and that's because he is the leader of the troop. The rest of the gorillas in his family are going to respect his leadership, his hierarchy, so they will always have a chance to participate in training at other times of the day, but Kwan, he's going to get the chance to practice today. As you look at the relationship between our caregiver and animal, you'll notice that there is a little bit of back and forth during training. There's 3 steps during these positive reinforcement-based training sessions, and the first step is our zookeeper requesting behaviors. They might use tools like a target, which is a little ball at the end of a pole, to ask Kwan to move around his habitat, a great chance to exercise his body, and a great chance to check on his health as he moves. After our keeper requests the behavior, the second step, the response, that's all up to Kwan. And remember, these are voluntary sessions, so he does not have to participate if he doesn't want to. However, Kwan is showing you just how motivated he is to participate in these care sessions. Once Kwan does the correct response, our keeper will give him a verbal cue. This could be a whistle, it could be a clicker, but for the keepers, they are using verbal cues like, "Good job, Kwan." And right after that verbal cue comes the reward, the last step of training. Reward is always part of the animal's vet-approved daily diet, but it's usually really highly preferred food items as that positive reinforcement. So today, Kwan is getting juice, sugar-free of course. He's also getting grapes, tomatoes, and mixed nuts that are unsalted. Now, all of training is a great benefit to their care. This is providing mental exercise for Kwan by remembering all of these behaviors, but it's also letting our keepers and Kwan build a positive relationship with each other. He's trusting her by staying on this side of the mesh barrier and really focused in training. By asking Kwan to participate every day, our care staff are really getting to know him as an individual gorilla. And this is important because if Kwan is acting differently one day, the zookeepers are going to pick up on it right away. And this could indicate that Kwan might not be feeling well. So we want to be really proactive with healthcare. We also have an incredible veterinary staff here at Lincoln Park Zoo that our care team work really closely with. So if Kwan was acting differently one day or needed a little extra checkup, our zookeepers can call over that vet staff and do a vet checkup session right here on the other side of this mesh barrier. Now, if you're thinking of maybe your visits to the doctor and how you're not quite prepared for them, don't worry. Kwan and the rest of his family practice for vet sessions. That's what all of these behaviors are. We're checking on his health every day. Our keepers are able to provide daily husbandry, like trimming those nails, but they're also practicing for vet visits. So when Kwan is holding out an arm, that's a great way to get him ready for maybe a blood draw to make sure that he's healthy. When he's sticking out his tongue or opening his mouth really wide, that's a great way to check on his teeth. And all of these behaviors are a great opportunity to check on that health. I love watching Kwan get the chance to participate in his care sessions, and my favorite benefit is really that relationship that care staff and Kwan get the chance to build. It's one of my favorites to talk about because this cooperative care is so critical to their health here at Lincoln Park Zoo. It looks like Kwan is winding down with his training session, so I'll go ahead and wrap up. You might still see them continue to participate in this cooperative care behind me, but I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I really hope that you got a chance to learn more about how gorillas learn to voluntarily participate in their health care, and I hope you really enjoyed getting the chance to learn about how awesome our caregivers are at providing that care each and every day. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Stay Tuned to the Zoo.
So now that you visited the gorillas and learned a little more about why training is so important to animal care, it's your turn to practice. I have my friend Heather here with me. We're going to play a little game. This game requires at least 2 people. One person's going to be the trainer and one person's going to be the animal. If you have more than 2 people with you at home, they can be there for moral support. The goal of this game is to get the animal to understand which behavior you're looking for using your clicker tool. You can think of it kind of like the hot and cold game, where one person's giving clues while the other person tries to discover the end goal. If you don't have a clicker at home, that's okay. You can use any positive word or phrase like yes or good job to clue that your friend is on the right track. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask Heather to leave the room. We're going to come up with an action that we would like her to complete, and I will be cluing her in with my clicker until she does that correct action. All right, Heather, are you ready? See you later. All right, I'm going to ask Heather to reach her hands all the way towards the sky. And as she gets her hands closer and closer, you're going to hear my clicker. That's telling her that she's on the right track. She's getting warmer. What are you going to ask your friends to do at home? All right, Heather, come on back in. Now, Heather, you're going to move around and act silly. I'm going to use my clicker to clue you in to the action that I'm looking for. Are you ready? Okay, go ahead. Yay! All right, Heather, training is all finished. We're gonna take you out for your favorite treat after this. We hope you had a little bit of fun watching this game and hopefully playing at home. Not only was this fun, it also showed us that the relationship between the animal and animal care staff is very important to training, which again is super important to animal care. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to the zoo. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to see new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday.